Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't know if you ever heard about the wisdom of the elders, something like that. Things like that are coming from the depths of the nation. And each nation has like a soul, and they try to teach their offspring and the future generations, their wisdom, things that was accumulated through experience and reflection and all that. Well, one of those things that I've been taught when I was a boy was in school, and not only, a Romanian wisdom that intelligence is seen in the face of the individual. So a smart person has a happy and a certain kind of face. An evil person or a stupid person has a different kind of face. It's, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how we were, being taught about it. And we have this individual here that I gotta confess that if I use the Romanian wisdom, elder wisdom, doesn't give me too much confidence that this person is intelligent, courageous, sincere. And I'm talking about this guy right here. Is this guy? All right. This is Sullivan, right? He is Mr. Sullivan, who is the White House National Security Advisor. So he's a very important person, okay? I don't know, but he might be in his 40s or something. But he doesn't communicate to my soul courage or, a person who's strong, but more like a weasel. But that's me. That's my personal subjective assessment of this person. Now, why we have an article talking about this weasel? Because right now, White House wants to engage Russia on nuclear arms control in post-treaty world. So, United States of America, like any strong country, can push around people and does whatever it wants with strength. And then you know what kind of character that person has, according to its actions, behavior. If a strong person, cares for weak people or weaker people, and is not using tyrannical methods in leading, then you appreciate that person, if a strong person becomes a prick, a thug, then, which most likely we all turn into when we have power, then obviously we show who we really are. It's just the opportunity to show it, which is strength. The United States of America was able to push around countries with 4 million people population, like Libya, 20 million people population, Iraq, Afghanistan even less, even backward country. They were able to bombard with coalitions all the time. Yugoslavia, which was at that point Serbia and I think Montenegro, if I remember correctly, so that was about 10, 12 million people or something like that. So they always were very strong with weak countries, very strong with the difference was like, let's say, Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight boxer, against a toddler. And then they all put medals on their chest for winning against these toddlers. And they're all called heroes and all that. That's fine by me. But we have weasels like this guy who's going to come and tell us that now they deal with a bigger fish, something of their caliber, which is Russia. Which they don't consider it Russia as their caliber. No. They're somewhere down there like everybody else, And they get a little bit kicked in the teeth because they can't squash Russia as the other ones. So Russia made some decisions and they withdrew from some treaties, nuclear treaties with no proliferation and other stuff like that. And including the fact that they will just transport nuclear weapons into Belarus, which should not surprise the United States of America because the Americans did it before many times in many countries. So Russia is just trying to catch up, and the Americans don't like that a bit. The Americans did not want to talk to the Russians regarding Russia's security guarantees. Remember in December 2021 and this 2021, the whole 2021 and early 2022. They didn't want to talk to them. And now they don't want to talk to them. But now it seems like something burns their asses and they want to open dialogue with Russia. Why? Because the Russians, bad as they say the Russians are consistent in their evilness. And let's put it this way. That is, if they tell you they're going to give you $1, they're going to give you $1. If they tell you they're going to punch you in the face, they're going to punch you in the face. The problem is these guys did not think the Russians will punch them in the face when they said they will. The Russians told them, guys, we're going to do this. If you do this, we're going to do this. If you're going to do that, we're going to do this. They did all that. And the Russians followed through. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go do this. And they did. Now those guys are scratching their melons and thinking, now what? We didn't think they will do that. Now what? Let's get serious. Can we talk? What do you think the Russians will say? It's like you made me jump off a cliff and now you want me to come back? No, I'm going to dive in and I'm going to go on another cliff and I'm going to be friends with China and you off. All right? So let's see what's going on here. This is in a nutshell. So this is the guy. Imagine this guy is presented to you by your daughter. Dad, yes. Here is Gigi. He is my boyfriend. He will defend me from harm. Hey, do you carry weapons with you? No, sir. No, I wouldn't do that. Get the fuck out. That's what I would do because this guy is a weasel. Anyway, let's move on. The Biden administration is ready to talk. Maybe Russia is not ready. To Russia without conditions. That means they drop their pants, bent over, and waiting for Russia to come over with champagne and chocolate. About the future nuclear arms control framework, even while taking countermeasures in response to the Kremlin's decision to suspend the last nuclear arms control treaty between the two countries. White House National Security Advisor, that weasel, Jack Sullivan said, Jack, yes. All right, so that's the jackass. Anyway, so Russian President Vladimir Putin announced in February he was suspending Russia's cooperation with the New START treaty previous for nuclear warheads and missile inspections, a move that came as tensions worsened after Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Russia did say it would respect the treaty's caps on nuclear weapons. So this guy said that they will do the same thing. We're not going to do anything right here. It says, it is in neither of our countries' interest to embark on opening the cooperation in the strategic nuclear forces, Sullivan said. And rather than waiting to resolve all of our bilateral differences, the United States is ready to engage Russia now to manage nuclear risks and develop a post-2026 agreement. No, that's not going to happen. It's not only when you... Let me put it this way. Have you dealt with a certain kind of narcissistic people? So if they don't like something, if they don't negotiate, they want it done their way because they think they're better. So what they do this. Well, you're going to do this? No, I'm not going to talk to you. And they give you the silence treatment. Why? Until you figure out and you, come on, okay, all right, please talk to me. I'm going to do what you say. Okay, now do that and you do that too now. I'm going to punish you for making me not talk to you. So I'm going to take two instead of taking only one. Don't believe me? There are books on that. Anyway, you don't have to go too far. We are all narcissistic to a certain extent, and we all know that, more or less. So in this case, United States did not want to talk to Russia. When Russia wanted something very serious, national security, guarantees, nah, we're not going to talk about it. None of your business. Let's talk about NATO and Ukraine. None of your business. You have nothing to say. No, you shouldn't feel threatened by our presence in Ukraine. No, you shouldn't feel threatened by NATO moving to your borders whatsoever. No, you shouldn't be feeling threatened for the legitimate government, democratically elected, of Viktor Yanukovych in 2014 was toppled, was with blood, overthrown by forces that some support. And you should not feel threatened by that because we say so. But you should take into consideration our security concerns, Ukraine's security concerns, but we don't take yours. And Russia said, no, wait a second, let's talk about it. No, there's nothing to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to do this. You're not going to do it. Come on, man, do it. And they did it. They started that on February 24th, 2022. They didn't talk to them, continue not to talk to them, didn't have any contact. The only contact that they had was when Miss Griner, Brittany Griner, the basketball, had to be freed. That's when they contacted Lavrov and the foreign ministry of Russia. Only then. It was such an important thing to do. We all couldn't sleep, couldn't perform, because Brittany is over there. We gotta release her. And they got Victor Baut, the merchant of death. Compare that with Pentagon, the Victor Baut, merchant of death. He did some hanky-panky dealings. Compare that with NATO's, and who's the merchant of death, please. But anyway, again, I think we're just idiots, which most of them are. Not you and I. Narcissistic? Yes. Shake hands. All right, good. Now that we got that covered. So here you have these guys ready to talk because they feel threatened about something and they cannot threaten, blackmail, sanction, regime change, or attack. They can't do anything. They don't have any more aces in their sleeves to cheat or anything. They can't threaten with anything. That's why we're ready to talk with no preconditions. That means whatever, man, let's go, let's talk. Like buddies, man, buddies. Why should they come and talk? No. For us, this that we had to do, according to the Russians, is on the list about 259 position. That's where it is. We talk about the 158 first, and then when we get to the 159, then we talk to this one with no preconditions. That's how the Russians will do. I guarantee you that. So here it is, my friends. That's your future son-in-law. Not mine. I told you what questions I will ask. This is what I do. I made a list. I have a list with questions. So when whomever is going to come over with a suitor, I will get a suitor in a room. And I will discuss with the suitor, hey, let me ask you a question. Tell me the Pythagoras theorem. You don't know the Pythagoras theorem? All right, let's move on. Give me 5 names of classical music composers. 5. Okay, give me 3 compositions. Not more. Whatever composition of classical music. Okay, count until 10 without stopping. How much is 3 multiplied by 7? Things like this. 8th grade level. He has to pass. He has to pass with about at least 95%. 95. Otherwise, honey, sorry, he's a dumbass. Take him, bye-bye. And I will ask him, do you carry anything? Do you have anything like that? Have you practiced anything? Tell me about this. Tell me about philosophy. Give me 3 philosophers. Give me some names. Give me some works. I will ask him. And I will get this right here, my little friend. And say, okay, point to me where Bangladesh is. Or my friends in Zimbabwe. Where Zimbabwe is. I will start easy. Give me Denmark. That's what you do with your children. And then you take your child and you show, hey honey, or whatever, boy, girl, this is how he or she scored right here. This is the level you're gonna get and you're gonna live with. I gave you this and you get that. Good luck to you. Crazy? I don't care. That's out of love. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.